Hi, we're going to do our spark bar sequence today. So I'm actually going to pull out all the props today. So you are going to need your chair, you're going to need a mat, you're going to need a set of hand weights. If you only have threes, that's what I would pick. If you want to pick up fives at some point, go for it, and then have those threes and fives. You're going to need a ball, and I'm going to use the yoga block today. So we can do some modifications around these two things if you don't have them. If you cannot find a ball, get in touch with me, or just search on Amazon for them, or I can send you the link. So if you can't find it, please just send me an email, and I'll make sure you get the link for the ball. They're not expensive. It's a 9-inch fitness or Pilates ball. So if you search for that on Amazon, you should be able to find it. If you cannot find it, cannot find one in your store, local sporting goods store. Okay, so let's get started. Again, warm-up is always appropriate before these bar sequences. So there is a warm-up on the channel, but again, if you just want to do some dynamic movement for a couple minutes before we get started, knee raises, knee lifts, just some little easy but big dynamic movement just to kind of warm the body up a little bit before we get started with our sequence today. So we are going to start with the ball between our thighs. So we're going to place the ball right between our thighs. I'm going to stand close to our prop here. Look down and lift all your toes up. Soften your knees a little bit and just give that ball a squeeze. So lengthen the tailbone and tone pubic bone to navel, right? And then push your toes down to the floor, squeeze down like you have suction cups on your feet and you're gripping to your mat or your floor space. What I feel all of a sudden is a nice connection to my center. So basically that's what I'm trying to help you do with this training with the ball, is to help get the deep core connected so that we're standing really straight, but we're also working our center nice and strongly as we do it, strengthening from the inside out. Okay, so light hand on your prop. Let's just do a little couple calf raises just to warm up a little bit. And again, just engage the center line. So when you squeeze up on your toes, I want you to pull into center. So again, just lifting and lowering without any muscle engagement or awareness really doesn't do too much. So basically, the key to having success in this type of exercise, and really in all types of exercise, is to have that engagement and have awareness and be mindful of what you're doing. So when you lift up on your toes, what I want you to do is I want you to really squeeze the ball, draw pubic bone to navel in, squeeze your sit bones, lengthen the tailbone. Again, the hip stays neutral. I'm not tucking or pushing it back. Stays right neutral. And I'm just going to lift my body up tall and then lower. So the lift becomes a foot and ankle strengthener. We become stronger in our core because we're balancing. And if you'd like to have your hands off the chair, just to challenge yourself a little bit, you can. And then we're using our center, we're strengthening our torso by using our deep core line muscles and engaging strongly. So let's lift a couple more times, squeezing up and down and lift. Good. And again, get as much engagement on that lift, squeeze everything in, and then exhale, right? And inhale, lower. Good. And lower. Good. One more time. Lift up tall. So I feel a lot of things going on. So I'm ready to progress a little bit more. So I'm going to take the knees slightly forward. I'm going to keep my sit bones engaged, lower belly pulled in, and I'm going to lower a little bit into a high chair. Okay, so I'm going to stay in my releve. If you want to lose the releve, you can come down to flat feet. Squeeze back into the sit bones. So again, this is hold the ball, squeeze your sit bones, pubic bone to navel, zip dip tight. Good. Chest lifted, shoulders down the back. So we're going to squeeze the ball and lower about an inch and hold it. Okay, take a big breath here. And then give the ball a squeeze for 4. So you're going to squeeze 4, 3, 2, hold the squeeze on 1, right? And then lift up an inch, hold and squeeze. Good. Lower an inch, Nice, small, controlled movement. Lift an inch. Lower. Hold the lower again. Squeeze the ball for 4. So you can squeeze 4, 3, 2. Hold the squeeze on 1. Really tone the little lower belly back. Breathe. Lift an inch. Lower an inch. Good. Lift an inch. Lower an inch. Good. Lift an inch. Lower an inch. Hold down. Take a big breath. And squeeze for 4. Squeeze the ball. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're almost there. Lift an inch. Lower an inch. Nice and small, controlled. You can see I'm barely moving. 2 more. Hold it on 1. Beautiful job. Inhale all the way up on the toes. Now keep the releve and squeeze the ball. Squeeze your seat. Squeeze your lower belly. Bring your hands into prayer and hold yourself up tall like you're wearing stiletto heels, and then lower to the floor. Take a break. Okay, so let's put the ball aside for just a second. Take a little figure 4 stretch, so cross and sit back and do the other side. Good, and then lift yourself up nice and tall. So let's proceed on to arms. So I'm going to grab my 3-pound weights. And I think I'm going to put the ball back between my thighs. So again, that ball just is a great anchor point for keeping us connected to center, so we continue to strengthen the whole body while we do our arms as well. So let's roll our shoulders back. Hold the weights lightly in your fingertips. Roll the shoulders back. Good. And we're going to take our arms out. So palms face forward. You're going to squeeze your arms up. They're slightly forward of the shoulders, so not straight out here. They're actually slightly forward. Thumbs are up. Good. Now bend your elbows just a little bit. And we're just going to hold here for a breath or 2. So big inhales and exhales. Good. Doing some isometric holds here. My feet are grounded. I'm holding the ball. Pubic bone to navel zipped. My seat sit bones are activated. Now turn your palms up to face the ceiling and hold. Good. And if you need to, you can do this without weights. You can just carefully put the weights on the floor. You can take a break when you need to. Isometrics are tough. Power through as you can. Again, only what's appropriate. Turn your thumbs to face the ceiling. Good. Big breath. Good, 1 more. Awesome. Okay, so let's bring the elbows into the rib cage. Squeeze the ball, draw your navel in, and then push the arms out almost all the way, but not too straight. So let's do that again. Squeeze the arms into the rib cage. Pull your navel in, right? Activate the exhale. Inhale, expand with the breath, lift up. So exhale, pull everything in. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale. And inhale, lift. Let's do 1 more of those. And lift, and then hold it out about halfway. Elbows are bent. Turn the palms up. Good. Beautiful. So I feel everything turned on pretty strong at this point. If you feel any discomfort in your shoulders or your neck and it's too much, then just simply put the weights down. Okay? So let's bring the arms forward, touch the ends of the weights together, and push. So I'm going to activate some muscle here by pushing the weights together. So they're away from my body. My elbows are bent. Everything is turned on in my arms. Feet are to the floor, squeezing, belly's tight, and then lengthen out. Now lengthen out a little bit more, open up to the side. Good, so let's do that again. So squeeze in slow, bring those weights together, touch the ends of the weights, and push them together. Push. When I push, my arms start to shake, right? So again, if you wanted to do this without weights, you need a break, please take it. Open up now, we're going to do 1 more set the other way. So turn your thumbs up, you're going to come in and you're going to squeeze the weights together. Push. Yes. Breathe. Push. And then open out slow. Beautiful. Hold. Good. Bring it in. Push the weights together. So you're pushing. Activate and push. Even force on both hands, pushing the weights towards each other. Big breath. Good. One more. And then open out. Beautiful job. Bring those weights down. Take a little break. So let's circle the shoulders back a couple times. Good. We're almost there. So let's bring the arms forward, right in front of your shoulders. Thumbs up, right? Weights turned up. And we're just going to do a slight little bicep curl here. So bend your elbows a little bit. Look down, see if you can see your bicep again. The whole body is nice and strong. We're going to take the right elbow in and then the left. Slow. So slow and slow. Good. Slow and slow. Awesome. Let's do two more. Slow and slow. Good. Bring both weights in so the elbows are bent now. I'm going to push in toward me, just doing a tight little bicep curl here. Belly tight. Squeeze in and then lengthen out. Good. Two more. Squeeze in and lengthen. Squeeze in and lengthen. Good. Let's do one more like this. And then bring the weights in, and we're going to gently pull the elbows out. So now we're going to field goal post. Squeeze the elbows toward your rib cage, and then push all the way up slow. So squeeze down, elbows toward the rib cage. Draw the navel in nice and strong. Squeeze the sit bones, and push up. Good. Let's do two more. So squeeze down and lift up slow. Can we go slower? I could probably go slower. Squeeze down and push up. Okay, so from the up position, we're going to go straight out to a T. Rotate your palms toward the floor. Hold it for a breath, and then lower all the way. Roll your shoulders back. Good. Shoulder roll there. Awesome. Okay, so let's put those weights down. And we're gonna do some core right now. So we're gonna do Magician's Assistant. So we're gonna use our yoga block. Okay? And we're gonna come onto our hip. So I'm going to put the block on my mat, put my hip on the block, and then come into a forearm plank position on the side plank. So my elbow is going to be directly underneath the shoulder. My hips are stacked. And you can move it around to find the most comfortable place. And also, you can also wrap your mat around the block, and that'll make it it'll give you a little bit more cushion, okay? And also, if you just wanted to do this on the floor without the block, you can, okay? So let's hold ourselves up, and then lift your legs, and then bring the feet slightly forward of the hip, okay? I'm just going to push my chair out of the way here. So the top hand is going to come forward, tree frog fingers, elbows directly underneath the shoulder. I'm not going to sink into the shoulder. I really just want to use my torso, my abdominal muscles, my back muscles, trunk muscles to hold me up. Like you're floating, basically. So let's hold here for a couple breaths and stay lifted. Okay, so try not to let the body sink toward the floor. We're going to try to lift up away from the floor with the whole entire body. Big breath here. Good, let's do about 20 more seconds here. I'm going to keep checking my clock. Big breath. Just hanging out. Good, we're almost there. And again, we're just working so much, so strong right now, even though it looks like I'm not doing too much, but now we're going to go to the next level. So you're going to take the top leg from your abdominals and lift it up, okay? So now again, I have to stabilize and hold everything as steady as I can. Beautiful. Hold it up. Try not to sink into this baby shoulder. Stay lifted out of it. Okay. And for the last part of this, you're going to take your top hand, if you're able to, and you're going to reach toward that ankle. So now I feel all this activation right here, the top of my waist, nice and strong. Now I'm going to reach for 8. So I'm going to reach 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Very carefully lower that leg, bring the fingertips to the floor, bring that front leg forward, and then just gently push yourself up. Let's do the other side. So I'm going to come onto my hip. Good. Stack your shoulder properly first, so elbow right underneath the shoulder, and lift up. Keep your neck nice and long. So again, let's just keep that upper body nice and light. Bring the feet slightly forward of the hip, and then when you're ready, you're going to lift. Okay? So stacked, hips are stacked. My top hand, top arm is going to come on the floor for support. Light fingers. Okay? Take a big breath here and hold. Yes, and just look effortless and lovely. Good. Breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Working strong, but breathing deeply. Almost there. And again, take a break anytime you need it. My mat is slipping on me. Okay. So next level, you're going to squeeze from your center, pretend your leg is attached to your belly, and lift up and hold it. Restabilize. Good. So again, this top hip, you want to push it back, but I want you to keep it stacked, even though I know that gets really tricky. And again, you can stop whenever you want to. Whenever you feel sufficiently challenged, then you're done. That's it. Big breath. Okay, so I'm stabilizing. Now I'm going to take my top arm, if I'm able to, and I'm going to reach. And I want to feel like lots of strong activation in my waist. Big breath. Still working really hard to keep everything stable. Good, almost there. Hold it, hold it. Okay. So let's do those 8 lifts. You're going to squeeze toward your ankle for 8, okay? So you're going to lift 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold. And then very gently bring the hand down, lower the bottom leg, bring the top leg forward. Carefully lift yourself up, come onto your seat. Let's do a quick little stretch here. So I think a twist will feel good. So take your foot, walk it right over that knee. Try to sit both sit bones on the floor. Inhale up nice and tall. Hold that leg and just look over your shoulder gently. Little stretch. And let's turn, switch the legs. Inhale up tall, look over your shoulder, take a breath. Awesome. Okay. Maybe interlace the fingers behind the back and stretch the arms a little. And let's go back to legs, okay? So carefully bring yourself up to standing. We're going to come back to our chair, all right? So I have the chair here, but there is an option in this routine, in this next set that we're doing, to not use the chair, so it's up to you if you feel that that's a good challenge for you. Okay, so let's start with the feet hip distance apart. Soften the knees a little bit. You can start by holding onto your chair. Ground your feet to the floor. Glue them in. Pull pubic bone to navel in nice and tight. Soften the standing leg. So we're going to lift our right leg back on the diagonal. So not straight behind me, right out, not to the side, but like halfway between those 2 points on the diagonal. When I lift, you'll know that you're in a good place because as soon as I lift my heel, I feel the center of my glute engage. So that's what you want to look for. You don't want to feel anything in your back. You want to feel your seat. So lift to the point for yourself where you find that engagement there, okay? So if you can, you're going to take your outside arm out to the side and hold. Good. And then your other challenges, so you can hold on the chair, you can stay there, or you can bring your other arm out and hold. Good. So now my standing leg is soft, knees bent, foot is grounded, pubic bone to navel is pulled in, and I'm holding. Big breath. And again, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping the neck long. Okay, now I'm going to squeeze that leg up and lower a little. And again, when I squeeze up, I'm not getting into my back. I'm just staying right in the seat. Up and lower a little. Up and lower a little. Let's do 4 more. Squeeze up and lower a little. Squeeze up and lower a little. Belly tight. Squeeze up and lower a little. Now hold it on one. Hold it. Now find your seat and do a teeny tiny pulse. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it on one. Point through that toe as strong as you can. Squeeze your leg and then bring it in. Good. Whew. Swing it a couple times and then cross it right over, figure 4. Sit down low. Use your chair for support. Push your hips back and stretch. Circle your ankle. Good. Carefully lower. Lift all the way up. Let's switch sides. Feet hip distance apart. Ground the feet down. Bend the knees. Pubic bone to navel zipped up. Sit bones squeezing back. So light hand on your chair. Bring your outside leg out to on the diagonal. So again, you're looking for the point where you lift. You feel the center of the seat engage, right? That's the spot. Make sure that standing leg, check it occasionally because your inclination is going to be to straighten it. So try to stay out of that. Bring your other arm out and hold. So we're just holding, and again, for an extra challenge, if you feel up to it, you're going to hold your other arm out as well. So we're going to tee those arms. Keep the shoulders relaxed. So none of this. Keep yourself relaxed. Nice space, nice relaxed neck. Hold it. And just squeeze. So I've got my toe pointed, my seat is activated, I'm holding, my standing leg is working like crazy. Big breath. Good. So now let's do those little lifts. So you're going to squeeze up and lower a little. Squeeze up and lower a little. Good. Squeeze up and lower a little. Squeeze up and lower a little. Woo! Squeeze up and lower a little. The second side is always so much more fun. That standing leg is having a great time. Good. Let's do 4 more. 4. And again, it's all about that squeeze. So when you lift, you want to integrate as much muscle as you can into that movement. Hold it up, little pulse. So teeny tiny pulse right into the glute, right into the center. Put your hand on the chair if you need it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it on 1, extend back, point the toe, squeeze even stronger if you can, and hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, swing it out. Whew. Awesome. And then bring it in, flex, circle your ankle, give yourself a little breather. Good. And then come back up. Awesome. Okay. Why do I keep saying that? I don't know. I need a new word, people. Magnificent, let's say that. Okay, so let's do triceps. Triceps. I think I'm going to do a 5-pounder for these. One 5-pounder. If you want to use 3s, please do so. Again, do what's right for you. All right, I'm going to use my ball too. Let me grab that. Keep it handy here. All right, so the ball, I'm going to come into table. Ball, this tabletop tricep, ball comes underneath the hand to destabilize you, right? Hold the weight in the outside arm. Squeeze your sit bones back, pull your lower belly in nice and strong so your trunk is stable. Look straight down and square your shoulders to the floor. So we're going to inhale, bend the elbow, and then squeeze the arm back, activate the tricep, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your elbow, right? Big breath. Activate and squeeze back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the elbow. Activate back and hold. Squeeze the tricep for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend your elbow. Let's do that again. Activate back. Squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do that again. One more time. Squeeze it back and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to turn your palm to face the ceiling. Bring your arm away from your hip on the diagonal. Keep your shoulder away from your ear. And again, if you need to, put the weight down. We're going to squeeze up and lower, up and lower for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Lower down. Come onto your seat. Sit back. Give yourself a tricep stretch. 5 is heavy for that, so just saying 3 is sufficient for sure. So if you want to use the 3 or nothing, just using your own awareness and engagement, then do that. So let's switch it over. Switch hands, come into your table, secure your foundation and your base first, right? So hold the ball lightly, you're not going to push into that ball and try to smush it. Knees are about hip distance apart, sit bones are squeezing back, pubic bone to navel is zipped in. Keep yourself square to the floor, neck long. So hold it right here. When you squeeze up, you're going to bring the elbow to the rib cage, pull your navel up, right? Extend back, find the triceps, square your shoulders, and squeeze for 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully and slowly bend that elbow. Good, pull it up and squeeze for 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully bend. Good. Squeeze back and hold. Find the tricep. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend. Do that again. Squeeze back and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend again. Squeeze back and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend. Let's do 2 more. Hold back and squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the arm out. Rotate the palm. Lengthen out away from you on a diagonal. And lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4, 4, and 3. Watch your form. Keep it stable. 2, and 1. Good. Bring it down. Stretch it out. Good. So just gently track your elbow back. Give yourself a nice stretch there through the tricep. Maybe roll your shoulders back. Fingertips on top of the shoulders. And just circle back a couple times. Okay. So we are almost done. Let's do our core connector to finish up for today. So come onto your back, you need your ball. And you could substitute a little rolled up towel. So if you don't have a ball, you can definitely find a way to do something to keep your legs engaged strongly. Okay, so come onto your back, take a big breath. You're going to place the ball between your ankles. I'm gonna move my chair out a little bit and hold it there. Now you have an option for modifying. If you take the ball, you can bend your knees and just place it between your knees instead of your ankles if you find that it causes too much tension in your hip. So we're going to hold the ball between your ankles. Lengthen the arms out. Let the palms relax and open up on the floor. Relax the shoulders. Look up at the ball and start to press the ball with the ankles. So you want to creating equal pressure with both ankles and just squeeze into center. After a while, when you get used to practicing this, you're going to start to feel your inside thighs engage and kind of run that energy line up. Pull the pelvic floor in and up and squeeze pubic bone to navel down. So basically, as I squeeze the ball, I will connect all that line of energy from the ankles down and through the body to the navel. So I'm going to take a couple breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Activate the exhale, draw everything in. And on the inhale, expand in all directions and lengthen out. So again, I'm just holding activation, holding the ball. At this point, you're probably pretty aware of what's going on now. So we're just going to hold that awareness for a couple more breaths. Good. Great. So we're going to add on to this. We're going to take the fingertips behind the head, elbows wide, chin off your chest. You're going to lift your heart up. So you're going to lift your heart up. Keep an open chest, right? Nice and open. Lift to your own level. You want to think about lifting your heart. Squeeze the ball. And we're going to do a teeny tiny crunch up. So you're going to squeeze up and hold. Breathe. And then lower a little bit. Squeeze up and hold. And lower a little. Squeeze up and hold. And lower a little. Good. Two more. Squeeze up and hold, and lower a little. Now you're going to just do a little teeny, tiny pulse. So we're going to squeeze the ball and teeny, tiny crunch at the same time. So let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your head to the floor. Extend your arms back down. Give yourself a little breath here. Good. Reach your arms overhead and just take a little stretch. And we're going to do one more little sequence here. So fingertips back behind the head. If you need a break at this point, you can also bend the knees. So you're going to lift up, hold the ball again, squeeze it with your ankles, and we're going to circle the torso. So we're going to start circling counterclockwise. Chin off your chest. Squeeze 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go the other way, clockwise. Squeeze and circle, hold the ball. Good for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now last set, bend the knees. Bring the elbows in, so you tuck them in like earmuffs. Squeeze the knees to the elbows and the elbows to the knees. So they might not touch, but just activate those 2 points towards each other. So you're going to squeeze in and then press out, lengthen. Squeeze in. Now you can modify and send your legs up higher toward the sky. Squeeze in and lengthen. Squeeze in and lengthen. 4 more. Squeeze in and lengthen. Squeeze in and lengthen. 2 more. Squeeze in and lengthen. 1 more. Squeeze in and lengthen. Bring it in. Awesome. Okay, so let's take the ball, put it to the side. Place the feet one at a time on the floor and relax your arms on the floor. And take a couple breaths here. So allow the outer body to soften a little bit. Let your belly be nice and soft. Relax the hips down to the floor. Good. So this is a good resting pose, constructive rest pose for if you do feel a lot of tension in your lower back or in the front of your hip area. This is a good one to try. You can hold this, just this position like this for 10-15 minutes. Lay on the ground and just let everything just sink to the floor and get nice and soft. Really helps keep your psoas nice and healthy. Okay, so you can stay here as long as you'd like. We're going to bring the knees in towards the chest, and again, we're just going to keep the tailbone on the floor. Bring the knees in and give ourselves a little hug. Cross the ankles, fingertips underneath your knees, and a little rock up to a seat. So come forward in your seat. Let's stack one leg on top of the other. Inhale the chest up nice and tall, and just hip forward from your hip and stretch. Lengthen out. Take a big breath, and then exhale. Draw your navel in and walk your step up. Let's switch sides. Bring the other leg up. Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, tip forward from your hip. And then very gently walk your fingertips back. And you can keep stretching with the ending stretching sequence that's on the channel. Or if you're done for today and you just want to stretch on your own for just a minute or two, that's probably a good idea. Just lengthen everything back out. Thank you guys for joining me today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And again, if you have any questions or requests or comments, get a hold of me on the Spark for Fitness website, or through the Pat Haw channel. You can also reach me, as well as on the Spark for Fitness Facebook page. So thank you guys. Have a great day.